Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another stream. I was somehow even more unprepared for this one than I have been with the previous ones. So, but yes, hello everyone. Hello, wide. Do we have bot tricks yet? Or is it not turned up? It seems to have not turned up yet. It should be here in a minute, which will get chat on screen. But yes, today we're going to be working on Industria instead of ByteBank, so that we can have, you know, some integration between them, basically. Okay, well, I think I am clear. Yeah, no, I'll close that. I'm just waiting for the flower video to finish uploading, because that's just re-uploading with the fixes. And then once that's done, we should be ready to start. Basically, the suspicious stew recipe just didn't work because I forgot to add it to the flour tag, which is a bit of a silly mistake, but it works now. Yep, that's done. Okay. So let's come off that and I'll turn my camera on. There we go. And yes, Industria. So I've literally just created this project like 10 seconds ago. So we're going to be doing this completely from scratch because I haven't started it in Fabric yet. So yeah, we'll delete some things straight out of the bat. So we can say goodbye to the mix-ins because obviously we don't need those. And from there, and from here. So that's those gone. We're going to keep the client, of course, so we'll just remove the comment, I guess. And from in here too, we'll just quickly create a mod ID field as well. Whoa, what? There we go. And then we can plonk that in there. Get rid of these. And we can just say something like logger.info. I don't know, Industria loading Industria. There we go, sure. And then we can have another one at the end. Okay, good. That's those. Do we need to do anything in here? We could do a description, but to be honest, I can't be bothered. It's not that big of a deal. Get rid of that, because we don't need that. And authors, I'll quickly just put Dirty Worty. And that should be good. I mean, we can quickly remove some of these things, I guess. Just a very small cleanup. There we go. Nice. What's this complaining about? It isn't. Okay. we're saving that to dictionary. There we go. And I guess just so this stops complaining, we'll do that. And we'll also quickly create the method to create the identifier. So we'll do that. There we go. Okay. That should be most of the setup kind of things. Now, as for what my plan is with Industria this time, it's kind of going to be the same thing, really. So, it's going to be just a tech chem mod is the plan. So I'm still going to be able to use my Obsidian document that I made for it, which I don't have on this computer, so I will not be able to pull that up. I don't think I do anyways. Yeah, I don't have that, which I should get that back. But yeah, basically just normal stuff, so we'll get started with that. Now, the question is, what order do we do things in terms of this mod? Do we start with like machines? Do we start with the elements? Do we, you know, what's going to be the plan there? That's what we have to decide here. Oh, what the? Yeah, I think we're going to have to do machines. I don't think we really have a choice, because otherwise, yeah, because ideally we want some kind of like energy generation to start us off, and like a crusher, just like the basic stuff really. But we'll quickly just create our registries here so that we have that done and dusted. And then what is it? What is it? It is going to be that. And then item. And sure. Sure. I'm actually going to do this as well. And then that way I can just create a very basic item here. So a new item. Why doesn't it like that? Because this just returns item. Nice. Good, and we're also going to want the public static void in it. And we'll plonk that in here. So this is just going to be basically starting from scratch here. And then we'll do blocks as well, so I'll just copy this across, because that's obviously going to be identical. So we'll do block there, block there, block there, and there. Yeah, this stuff is very it's very annoying. What's the... yeah, that one. There we go. Railroad should do this for you. Yes, that is the plan. I think to have some kind of thing that can do this. I'm not sure how far the plan is to go with that, but I think we do want some kind of setup thing that helps you get the kind of initial structure of everything. Because we're going to have to do this for basically everything here, so this is once again going to be pretty much exactly the same. So This is just going to be a block entity, and then that returns a block entity type of T. And then this is going to be the... So this is actually going to be what? It's going to be a block entity type dot builder of T. I think is the plan for that. Or no, I guess just a block entity type is fine. Right? Yeah, block entity type is fine. Type, there we go. Boom. And we're not going to worry about that one this time. Probably should have done this before stream. Because this is very boring stuff. We'll do the screen handler type init too, which is going to be effectively identical. So this is going to be screen handler type. Boom, boom. Is that fine? I think that's fine. Is there anything else that needs to be done? I'll do entity types actually, because I am going to be making an entity at some point. So we'll quickly do that. Entity type. Anything else? I should possibly do the world gen things, but I don't think we're going to do that now. That seems unnecessary. Okay. What machines should we do? Chat? What do you think? Also, why is this bot not joined yet? No. I have chat enabled. Alloy smelter? Yeah, we could do. Honestly though, I can probably just copy it across, because I did that in my test mod. So I might just copy that across, and then I don't really have to, because I don't see any benefit in rewriting that from scratch. So should we do that? I don't know. That's going to be a lot of copy pasting. Shall we do that? Yeah. Okay, we'll start with that then. So we are going to have to still do like the init stuff, because there's no point copy pasting that. So we'll say, oh, you know what I'm missing in here? I'm missing the register of item method. So register of item, string name, and this is also not called item, this is the block. There we go. Register of item, we'll say t block, and then we'll say item.settings, item settings. And is Copilot not working again? Oh, it's disabled. Sure. So that'll do that. We actually don't want that. We want that. Yes. Boom. And then I'll also do this again, But this time it's not going to be the item settings, it's going to be the actual item itself. So we can actually say item is fine, right? Yeah, we can do that. Okay, and then that way we can say alloy. What did I actually call it? Alloy smelter or alloy furnace? I think I called it alloy furnace. Yeah. And then we're going to say register with item. We're going to say alloy furnace. We're going to say a new alloy furnace block. Like that. And we're not going to want any settings. What's happening? Yeah, that's fine, isn't it? Which means I also need to create this again. So let's do that. Which is going to be that one. And actually we can make this one use this one. So we can say return that one. Nice. So that should be good. That way this will work like that. And then we can create our block class. So let's do... We have to do a new package first, don't we? So block. Alloy furnace block. Okay. I am going to have to translate everything from Mojmap to official. So actually this probably isn't going to be copy pastable at all, unfortunately. So we are basically going to be writing this from scratch then. So, okay, this can extend the horizontal facing block class and implement the block entity provider. Let's implement these methods. So we're going to want get codec and also get ticker as well. Now the codec, I've once again already forgotten what the codec is meant to be, but I think it's like that, and then there's like a method in this class to do it, isn't there? Create codec, that's it. And it should be that and that. There we go, and then this can just return codec. Nice and simple. Okay, create block entity, obviously just going to be block entity type init. Dot alloy furnace dot instantiate. Okay, Copilot should be able to do a lot of this for me, which is always nice. So this is going to use a tickable block entity interface. Create ticker, which will take in the world. And this doesn't need to tick on the client side, so that's fine. And then we're going to need to override those methods. So you know what I'm actually going to do? I am going to open this one. Because I forgot what the methods are called to do that. So disk storage, here we go. So first of all, we're going to want this. We are going to want this. We can put that there. And this. There we go. And then we're also going to want the onUse method. So onUse. Okay, and inside of here we're going to say if not world.isClient, then we're going to get the block entity, is equal to that, and if block entity is instance of the alloy furnace block entity. Then we'll say that. I think is correct, isn't it? Yes. We do also want to say, though, I believe this. I'm not sure if that matters, but we're going to do that. There we go. That should be good. And then what we want to just return here is success. Great. Let's also have a lit property as well, because we do need that. So what is the block state properties class called? Is that used in here? Oh, it's just properties. Bit weird, but I guess that works. And we're going to say with lit false. And we're also going to add that in there. Nice, so let's import this. Boom. Also, oh, that does use that one. Okay, that's fine then, no. This one, though, can actually use this one, can't it? No, this one can use that one. Like that. Oops, how did I manage that one? There we go. Yeah, so that goes that one. So really this one should go all the way at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where the Botrix bot has gone. It's not appearing for whatever reason. Hello, Syntrix and Tafer Games and J-Man and Anto Napo. Welcome to the stream. I don't know why chat is not working. I actually have no idea. Usually I don't have to do anything to get it to work, but it's not working. Let me... Let me try this. I'm going to do that. And say okay. And then... this... Let me try something. I am actually quite confused. Let me try this. If I do that. Okay. That worked. So it works on Twitch because that, I believe, sends through Twitch. So what it's not doing... Oh no, that's sent on YouTube. Oh, it also sent on Twitch. Okay, that's weird. So that actually should have come through twice. but it didn't. Because it's not picking up on YouTube. Huh. Weird. Yes, it does seem Twitch works, but YouTube does not. See, what usually happens is there's a bot user called Botrix. And what it normally does when you start streaming is it joins the stream as like a moderator. But it doesn't seem to have done that today. I don't know why, or if there's even a way to make it do that, if it doesn't automatically do that. Okay, well, yeah, I could just start and stop it. I don't know if I do that if it, you know. So if we start it again on YouTube, that should have restarted the YouTube stream. Hopefully. Are we back on YouTube? Hello, YouTube. Maybe not. Okay, we are back on YouTube. I guess we just wait. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. There's nothing I can do about it. And we'll just have to deal with chat not being on screen. I can still see chat from both YouTube and Twitch. So it's more just a matter of not being able to see it on the actual stream itself. Is it going to come? No, I don't think so. So it must be bugged, yeah. Oh well. Well, let's continue, because there's nothing we can do. So we need a new abstract block.settings. Or we can say this, isn't it? Yeah. We can copy from blocks.furnace, that's fine, because even though that will use the lit property, that shouldn't be an issue because yeah, that just uses properties.lit, so that's fine. That will not be a problem for us. Yeah, I have a second monitor. Well, I have 3 monitors. So I have chat on the same monitor that I have OBS, which should be good. Let's do this YouTube. What does that do? Yeah, so, I mean, I can see everyone that's watched a stream whilst I've had this running. And it looks like Botrix is in the list, but it's not there. So, it's not present. So, yeah, it's just bugs. But it's fine because I have this chat here that I can see. So I just have that on my OBS window, which is good enough. It's good enough. I mean, actually, I could, hypothetically, I could add this as a window. Let's try this real quick. I'm going to try something. Does that work? Oh, I don't think it likes that. Oh. This is a bit janky though. So I'm going to temporarily hide the actual chat, and then if I do this, that's going to be very small. I'm not going to be able to do this unless I can crop it. Can I do that? I can do this. It's very slow, but I can. Let's do 500. 250. 300. I'm just messing around with this until it eventually... See, the problem is the actual... Oh, wait, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Why am I doing that? Because I can actually just size the window, can't I? What am I doing? Transform, edit transform. I'm going to reset this back to 0. Okay. So here's what we'll do. Right. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. Okay. We're going to make it a bit bigger. This is so stupid. Okay, that's good enough. You know, that's good enough. I don't know if I can make it somewhat transparent. I don't know. But that will work. So now you can see chat, everyone. Shall I make it a little bit smaller though? Because it is a little bit big, isn't it? Yeah. We'll do that. Why is that? What? Oh, because... Okay. That's good enough. That's good enough. Okay? So, moving on. What have I missed? Just use a regular stone block instead of a furnace, so in future if you make some props it works. I don't think that should be an issue, because the only... So, using furnace will copy its properties, right? But if we want to change its properties, we can still do that. So we can still say, for example, strength 10, and then that would overwrite this strength here. So that shouldn't be an issue for doing that. Why do you have a whole new file for the alloy furnace? What do you mean? You mean for this? Like this class? I assume? Yeah, so the whole reason we have this class is so that we can actually do stuff with the block. So it's not just a normal block. Because otherwise we wouldn't have a way to basically do any of this. And now we're going to make the block entity as well, which will allow us to, you know, do more exciting things with it. So we will just extend block entity, except we're not going to want to extend block entity because we're going to want to copy a class across, if I can find it, which I can't find it actually. Where is it? There it is. I found it. So we're going to go something like util package in there, and then we're going to create a updatable block entity. Is updatable, does updatable have an E in it? Like that or like that? I actually don't know. English moment. I'm going to go without the E, because the E looks weird. this will extend block entity like that. And we'll use the constructor. And all we're going to want is a public void update. And all this method is going to do, we're going to mark it as dirty. And then we're going to say if this dot world is not null, then we're going to say this dot world dot, what is it, update listeners or update neighbors? I think it's listeners. And then, yeah, that. And we're actually going to want block.notify all. There we go. Are you familiar with crowdin? I am aware of the existence of crowdin. I can't tell you any more than that, though. It's something to do with translations, right? I believe. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm pretty sure it's something to do with translations. What do we want to implement? Extended screen handler factory. Which, is that generic or not? No, for some reason I thought that was generic. It's not though, so. There we go. And then we'll add the constructor. Oh, it is generic. I'm an idiot. Of course it's generic. So this is generic for the payload. And all we're going to have is a block pos payload. And we'll create that in a second. So this is going to be a block pos payload. This is not going to take in the type. We're going to do block entity type init dot alloy furnace. I've just ran into some issues where instead of putting it in the main lang folder, it's making its own folders. Interesting. So I don't know exactly how it works, to be honest with you. Maybe that's something I can look into doing a tutorial on. If people are interested in that. What I'll do after this stream, I'll create a poll on Discord. To see whether or not people are interested in that. And if people are interested enough, then I will make a tutorial on it. So I'll do that after the stream. I'm not gonna do that now. Okay. When are you making a cable to transfer energy? Soon. Well, actually, I should be able to copy that across because I have made a cable. I actually don't remember if it works or not. I think it does. I'm pretty sure it does. So we'll do that. Level is now world, which is the world. World and is client, which we don't need to do the method. There we go. I can do this though, right? I can say and tickable block entity. Or is there a reason I didn't do that? Oh, I didn't do that because this doesn't let you do that. That's cringe. Ah well. Okay, good enough. So we'll do that. Should we create this then? Let's create this. So we're going to go with a... Is that right? I actually think it is. It is. And we can remove the null, can't we? Because I believe Fabric automatically handles that for us. Which is nice, of course. So that's that done. That's those errors gone. That's this class almost done. Except we do need to do some other things too. So what we need is we need the remove method, which I think is actually called destroy or break. Is it on break? No. Replace. On state replaced. That's it. There you go. We are going to want the super, but not straight away. So we're going to say if state.getBlock is not equal the new states block. So basically, if it's changed, then we're going to get the block entity, and we're going to do this. And also let's plonk that there. And then we're going to say the alloy furnace block entity, and we're going to get the inventory storage, and we're going to call drop contents, which will be something we'll do in a second. Do you have any plans to show how to render multi-block structures? We will see. I wanted to do a multi-block tutorial for Forge 1.20, but the timing was just really bad because 1.20 came out pretty shortly after. So I decided to ditch that series. As for whether we get it done in Fabric, I don't know. It won't be anytime soon. I can tell you that for sure. I'd like to. I'd love to, actually. But I'm not sure we're going to have time to actually do it. But we'll see. No, this isn't what I want, is it? I want the one for the comparator. Yeah, that one. And get comparator output as well needs to be the screen handler. Calculate comparator output. Yep, that one. What's the get codec method used for? The codec is used for I don't really know, actually. Is it actually used? I think it is used for something, but I don't know exactly how it's used. So if we find usages, can we see? So block list, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what this actually does. But my understanding is that basically the properties, right? So like these properties basically are used. They're like serialized and deserialized somehow. I don't know quite how that works or what. Yeah, like what they're for. But they're used in that basically. As for why, I don't know. Ask Mojang. But I think they did that in 1.20.5. And it is quite annoying, I will admit, having to, override get codec every single time. What's this? Oh, of course. So we need tick. There we go. And let's quickly create this block pos payload. So we're going to go networking, or should we just call it we'll just call it network. And then we're going to go with a block pos payload. So I'm just going to copy paste this from ByteBank. Now I've started typing ByteBank. I'm totally not losing my shit. And this is Industria. There we go. And we just need to go ahead and register that in our main class as well. Don't we? Or do we not? Do we not? Oh, no, we don't. We don't. We use the payload in the screen handler type in it. Okay, that's fine. And then we use the ID. No, we don't use the ID. Okay. Oh, what is this? Let's ban them. Okay. That is the problem with Twitch, I will say. And I will delete message. Is that gonna work? Ignore. There we go. Lovely. Got love Twitch. I must say I'm yet to have that happen on YouTube, but who knows? What are we doing? What are we doing? We're importing. There we go. And then, yeah, that's imported there. That's fine. Screen opening data. We're just going to want a new block pos payload of this .pos. The title will quickly create. So this actually needs to not be private. It needs to be public. Hello, Wortifire. Welcome to the stream. Why am I typing component? It's not called that anymore. It's text. So that is equal to text dot what? No. Text dot translatable container industria dot mod id alloy first. You know what? Let's create a method that does that. Public static text, because we're going to need to use this a lot. So we're going to say container title, which will be a string name, which is going to do that basically. So then we can say that this is a container title of alloy furnace, and we'll say that's from Industria. So that simplifies that a little bit, because we're going to have lots of machines in this mod, so we want to simplify all of this as much as possible. So abstractions where possible is going to be good too. Okay, we're going to return the title in here. We're going to need to do data gen in a second as well, which is going to be a pain in the butt. I don't really want to do that, but we're going to have to, so. Am I missing something, or is that's all it takes in, right? I think. What else do I need? I'm going to go and have a look. So, well, we're going to need lots of things, really. Let's create some things. Some utility things. Because I actually think the ones I made for this test mod were pretty good. So I am actually going to keep these. So we're just gonna say this one first of all. So I'm gonna call this a wrapped inventory storage, and this is gonna be of t extends simple container, which is not called simple container. It's called, is it inventory? It might be inventory. And then this is going to implement MBT serializable, which is something we'll have to create, of type list tag. Then we're going to want a private final list of t, which will be the actual inventories. Okay, so this is basically going to be a very, very abstracted thing here. So I don't blame you if you lose track of what's going on here. MBT list, that's it. We're also going to want a list of inventory storages. So the effectively the idea of what we're doing here is we're going to allow our block entity to be sided. So it's going to have side sensitivity basically. So for example, you can only input into one slot from the top, maybe another one from the side, and you can only output to the bottom. So that's what this is going to be for. So we're going to have a map of direction to an inventory storage like that, which will be a sided storage map, which is a new hash map. Can someone send me the Discord link? The Discord link should be in the stream description, but if not, or I'll just do this. There you go. Oh, stop it. You can only use the highlights. Oh, right, because that shows up on Twitch and sure. Here you go. I didn't mean for that to send on both, but it's fine. Now everyone can join, I guess. Yeah, so this will be sided. So we're also going to want a combined storage of an item variant as the type, and then the inventory storage. Now I actually don't know if this is how you're meant to do it, by the way. Something tells me that probably not, but I don't know for sure. The wiki is a little vague on how this all works, so not null of t inventory, which is what we want. And then we're going to say add inventory, which will pass in the inventory, and null. Null will be the direction, by the way. So we'll go public void add inventory at not null t inventory, and then that. There you go. Hello, big virus boy. Welcome to the stream. What do we do here? So this actually just takes in the inventory and then the direction. So that gives us a storage. And then we'll say that, and then we'll say this dot sided storage map put side storage. And then we'll just want some getters. So we're going to want the get inventories. we're going to want the get storages, we want the get sided storage map, and the get combined storage. I could probably add Lombok to this project, which might help a little bit with that. We're going to want a way to get a storage from a direction, so we'll say, and by the way, this can be null, so we annotate that as nullable. Let's say get storage from direction side, which will just do that. And then we're going to want a same thing for the container, but that will be by index. So we'll say nullable t get inventory, which will take in the index. There we go. And we're going to want a way to get a list of stacks. So we'll say a public, not null, list of item stack. And that'll be get stacks. And that will, yeah, basically Copilot can figure that one out because that's not too tricky. I'm actually curious how much Copilot is going to be copying from my own GitHub here. Possibly quite a lot. I don't know. What's your idea theme? My idea theme is the Capuchin theme. That's probably not how you say it, but Capuchin. And it is the Frappe theme or something. Yeah, this one. So that's using a plugin. So this one, this plugin, and then you can just set it to this theme. I think it's a very nice theme. Although it looks different for me than it will for you because my monitor color is completely scuffed. So, like if I move my IntelliJ to a different monitor, I can see how absolutely different it looks. It's much more like blue on my monitor here, which is always interesting because I know it actually looks like more purple, right? This dot inventories dot stream map, and we're gonna say inventory dot size. Any match size is not equal size. No. We want to reduce this. So we want to say we're going to reduce using 0 as the identity. I don't know what the identity is, but sure, 0. And then all inventory, no. Size of inventory does not match the size provided, and then we'll say what the actual size is, like that. Nice. And we could also just return a boolean, but I think throwing makes sense because there's not a scenario where you wouldn't want to throw, I don't think. Now we're going to want a start open and stop open method, which we can call in the container. So this, and it's actually called on open in Yarn. Lovely. And on close as well. And then also we're going to want this drop contents method. So we're going to say drop contents, which will take in the world, and then also the block pause. And all we're going to do here is say this.inventories.for, and we're going to say something that I actually don't know what it is in Yarn. So in Forge it's the containers class. Shall I find out what that is in Yarn, shall we? So we'll go that one, translate, and I'm going to translate to Yarn. And I'm going to translate the class. Item Scatterer. I guess that makes sense. That's actually a much better name, I will admit. World. There we go. Nice. So that's basically all we need in here. We do need this NBT serializable class. So let's see if I can find that. This should be a relatively simple class. Util, create a new class. This should be an interface. And oops. And this is also going to be generic. So we're going to say T extends what is it, tag MBT or compound? What is it? MBT? So you've got like MBT byte. Is it MBT element? MBT element. Aha. That makes sense. Nice. And then all we'll just want is say write MBT and then read MBT. I actually like it like this more, so we will do that. Boom. Okay, that should be that, and then we'll import that, and we do need to implement those methods, which I forgot. So we'll do that at the very bottom. And I am just looking at what I've got here. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can possibly do any better than what I had before. But honestly, I'm not sure that I can. This code is actually not that bad. I mean, granted, I only wrote it a few months ago, so it would be quite concerning if I did think it was bad, but it does look okay. You can't do that, can you? No, that should be an MBT tag, or what is it? MBT compound? There you go. And then we're going to say inventory MBT add, or is it put? It's put. And we're going to say, what happened to your view count? What do you mean? Nothing happened. What do you mean what happened? I mean, we've gone down a little bit. We've gone down by 5 people. No, 4 people. But obviously that's... We're not... We're obviously... No, I've never averaged 10k. What do you mean? Oh, you mean on the videos? Yeah. I mean, over time, right? I only released the fabric tutorials, you know, in the last, like, month. So, you can see the setup one has already got 3.6k. So that's not bad. If you mean, like, the latest Forge ones, like the most recent Forge ones, well, in fact, the whole latest Forge series really kind of didn't pop off quite the same as like 1.19 did okay, but you're probably meaning compared to like 1.15, right? Because 1.15 was a very popular version, at least for me. Like, yeah, I have tons of views for 115. I mean, what happened? You know, COVID happened, right? So it is what it is. COVID, a lot of people started modding. And I don't think a lot of them have come back since. So it is what it is. I'm not mad about it. Because it's not like I don't get views anymore. It's just slightly less. What am I doing here? Right. What does it need? Oh, inventory MBT. Oh, bugger, we also need a wrapper lookup. Hello? Would you like to... What's happening? Wrapper lookup. So, wrapper lookup, registry lookup, like that. Wrapper lookup, registry lookup. So then we'll say that, inventory, registry lookup. Or is it the other way around? That one's a defaulted list. Get inventory dot have you tried doing split content? What do you mean? What is split content? Am I being an idiot, or is split content not a thing that I should know? Nope, I don't know. Google doesn't know either. What is split content? Tell me. What is the implementation of an inventory? There's like a default implementation. Is it just a simple inventory? Yes, it is. And does that allow me to get the... It does get held stack. So that's actually what I was looking for. Since you're a modder, you can try do tutorials and stuff about what you create. Isn't that what I am doing? I don't understand. What is going on here? Rapid lookup. So it takes in the MBT. Right. Oh, wait. Do I just need accept? No, I just... Oh. Oh. I meant to be doing mbt.add. I was like, there's something wrong here. And that would be it. You're mostly doing tutorials as videos, but you can try do split by doing content videos too. I don't understand. Oh, no, okay, I do understand. So you mean like I make videos on other things, right? So I assume that's what you mean? So like I make videos on the things that I'm also like working on. Is that what you mean? Don't do that. There you go. This also needs the bloody thing as well. Not that. This. And then this needs to take that in. Read MBT. So it takes that and then takes that and then it takes the registry lookup. Got it. You make a mod and then you show the process. Yeah, so you mean a devlog basically. I've already tried those. I tried and it didn't really work in terms of like people wanting to watch it. So I made videos on Industria, actually. I made Industria devlogs. It just didn't work. Maybe it's because, you know, it's not things that people are actually interested in, right? I don't know. I just don't think it's a very popular thing generally, like in the modding space. If you're doing it for a game, I would say that's more interesting because you have more to work with. But for modding, it just doesn't really work. I don't think there's the audience there for it. I'm going to rename this index because I hate I. And also, to be honest, I don't think here's the thing, right? I don't do much modding. Like, I am a modder, technically, but I really don't mod much. Outside of the tutorials and outside of, like, one-off projects like this, I don't really do any modding. Because it's a lot of work. And it's very repetitive work as well. It's not like... I mean, that's probably the type of mods I make, to be fair. Right, like, this kind of mod is obviously a lot of work. Because I'm aiming to do a lot of stuff. Compared to, you know, a simpler mod, right? But I don't know. I don't necessarily think that it will get the views you think it will get. If it did, then I would obviously, you know, take another shot at it. But I don't know. I mean, if people want it, right, then let me know, you know, and I will look into making those kind of videos more. Because obviously the only thing I do is tutorials, you know. So if I can expand that at all, then I will think about it. Yeah, the last devlog got 400 views in a year, which, I mean, it's not like no views, right? But it's not like anything substantial. It, like, to be fair, it's more than the Java tutorials get, which is why I stopped doing those. But it's also yeah, not really anything that's worth my time. And yeah, devlogs are just for games. Well, I mean, no, obviously not just for games, but it's you know, mods that it doesn't really work for, unfortunately, because there just aren't enough people, right? Like, the people that actually want to play the mods probably aren't going to be interested in devlogs of a mod, I wouldn't imagine. I mean, maybe if I really dedicated some time to it, I imagine my channel could possibly bring new viewers in for that. But I think it's a risk. I think it is a risk to put a lot of time into that. Are you going to be using particles in this series? In this series? Do you mean my tutorials? If so, yes. If you mean in this mod, well, I guess it doesn't matter which you meant, because I'm going to be doing it in both. So yes, either way. And hello, Lime. Welcome to the stream. I don't think we do want community mod again, Lime. I'm pretty sure we don't want that. I don't think anyone wants that. I did actually want to do something this summer in terms of the community. Possibly a community mod, possibly a competition. I wanted to give it a one last shot, but I think it's a bit too late. Or is it too late? I don't know. When does the school holidays end? I don't even know. 1 second. Whoa, flashbang. Jesus Christ. But why can't it just give me a straight answer on when it bloody ends? Summer holidays. Ends on September 2nd. Oh. Okay, that's 2 months. Yeah, I know, I give it one last shot every time. I know. That's the thing, man. And the problem is, every single time, so many people say, like, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll join in. And then, and then no one does it. Literally no one. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's something I'm doing wrong, or if it's just that, if that's just how it is. I don't know. But the turnout is not the same as the number of people who say they're going to turn up to it. If it was, then I would obviously happily do them more often. If you don't want to be hurt, dream small. If you want to take risks, dream high. Sure. But there's a difference between taking a risk to do something that could work and taking a risk to do something that you know won't work because you've tried it before. If you're taking a risk to do something that you know for a fact is not going to work, then it's it's a bit of a silly idea to take a risk for it. I don't know which you're talking about specifically. I don't know if you're talking about the devlogs or if you're talking about the competition, since we've kind of been talking about both in one. But either way, I know for a fact neither of those work because both have been tried before. So it would be a bit of a silly risk to do either of them, unfortunately. Add storage. There we go. And we're going to do that. And then we're going to do that. And we're actually going to want to do this differently, apparently. So if side is null, what is it doing here? Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so we do direction.values, and then basically for each direction we add it in there. And then else we just add it in normally. Hello, Agent Cryo. Welcome to the stream. Try differently. Maybe the reason it doesn't work is the way you do it. How do I do it differently, though? Tell me how. How do I do it differently? If you can come up with some way to do it differently, and I think it sounds reasonable, then I will do it. I'll give it a go. But unless someone can come up with some way to do it differently, then there's no point. That's the deal we're going to make. Docket side. Yeah, that's fine, isn't it? If direction is equal null, I think for the comp we need a bigger community. Yeah. And I think when we're saying bigger, we're meaning a lot bigger. Because in reality, my channel is not that big, right? I mean, 8.7k. Right, there's a lot of people, don't get me wrong. But consider how many of those people are actually active, first of all. We're probably shortening down that to maybe 500 people that are like actively watching, I would imagine. It could be a few more, maybe 2,000, right? We'll be optimistic and say 2,000. 2,000 people are active, right? Actively, like, watching and whatever. Then consider that the amount of people active on the Discord server, right, is maybe 50 people a month. Like, 50 people continuously talking, I would say, a month. Now consider that maybe half of those people don't even do modding anymore, right? That's 25 people. Now consider on those 25 people, realistically, how many of them are going to compete in a modding competition? Bearing in mind that probably most of them are going to be new to modding, right? Because they're going to be there because they need help from the tutorials. Maybe 10 people. Maybe. And then further consider that out of those 10 people, how many of them are going to have the time? How many of them are going to even remember, right? I mean, that's basically how it happens, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't, right? But that's kind of how it is. I think if I was bigger, right? If I was a bigger, don't take that out of context. If I was a bigger channel, if I was a bigger channel, then it might be feasible. But yeah. A team competition, maybe. We did do that once, didn't we? Because we've done, I actually don't know exactly how many tutorials we've done. No, what am I on about? God. Why am I talking about tutorials? Okay, my mind is completely losing it. I don't know how many competitions we've done, but I think it's been maybe 5. So out of those, I'm trying to think how many have actually had people compete in them. Or like how many people have competed in them total. The first few that we did actually did have quite a few participants, I think. The first 2 or 3. But then, kind of after that, it didn't work out. I think we did do one with teams, though. Or at least we've always said that teams are allowed. So I think which one was it that had a team? There was one that had a team. I don't remember. I think it was something Basti did. Someone go ping Basti and ask him. I'm joking. Don't. Well, you can ping him if you want. But I'm pretty sure it was one that he was in. I think that had teams, and that one was actually okay. It did turn out okay, but I think it was probably good timing rather than necessarily actually anything else. What's going on? Is that fine? That's fine. Don't limitate, but it's not ifs though. Like, this is how it's worked in the past. Like, I'm not just coming up with these ifs out of nowhere, right? I'm coming up with these ifs based on logic, right? First of all, I mean, they make sense. They're not just like baseless ifs, right? But more so that in the past, that's just how it's been. And I don't think anything would have changed. Like, there aren't more people active than there used to be. Well, are there more people active? I don't know. It's actually hard to remember how active it used to be back in the day. You know what I should do? Actually, I just got a really good idea. Or maybe it's a really bad idea. Completely unrelated, by the way. So my brain is just going off in tangents. Completely unrelated. What if, for these streams, I joined a VC? Is that a good idea? Do you think that's a good idea, chat? Let me know. Or would that be chaos? How long until someone says the N-word? 2 minutes? I don't know. Do people really want to be cancelled that quickly, though? In which version did you start making mods? I started modding in 1.11. A really weird version, I know. But that's basically when I got my PC. So, no, that's not when I got my PC. That's a complete lie. I got my PC years before that. I think that's when I'm trying to think. But was it 1.11? God, it was so long ago. I know 1.11 is a really weird version, right? I think it was around when I got my PC, but not exactly when I got my PC. Because if you didn't know, fun fact, and most people probably don't know this, I used to make videos on modding for Xbox 360. Let me see if I can show you. Most people probably don't know this, actually. I don't even know if they're still public. Are they still public? They're not. I made them private. I will show you. Okay, date. Here we go. I hope you guys are ready for the cringe here. And I have to think of one, which one I can show, because some of them I privated so that I didn't dox myself. So I have to find one that wouldn't be that. Maybe this one. No, not that one. We'll go with this one. Let's see if it loads or not. It does. I hope you guys are ready for the cringe, by the way. This is really cringe. Like, this is incredibly cringe, okay? It's got that classic old intro that people used to have, and this was 6 years ago. So actually not that long ago. Oh, you can't hear desktop audio. There you go.
Okay, so, hey, what's going on, guys? You and me for the win, or Universal Minecraft Editorials here, and today we're going to be doing another video.
Look at this.
I am passionate working on some stuff which I
Oh
did
my
do in
God.
another video, but it accidentally got deleted because of all certain problems.
Look how different I sound as well. This is
I'm
crazy.
sure you guys would understand if I told you, but I'm basically creating a new...
And this was just a video on how to make custom boats. So, like, this is all on Xbox 360. But I do switch to my PC. Here we go.
the PC, and I'll show you how to do this. So yeah, guys, I just remembered, I forgot to tell you, look at this, guys, 8 subs. Look at that.
I had 8 subscribers. Look at that. 8 subscribers. Yeah, and I used to be called You and Me for the Win, which stands for Universal Minecraft Editor for the Win, basically. Which is really cringe. And look, I got on the sponsored YouTubers, so
In a matter of weeks,
it wasn't the worst thing in the
I've
world.
got 8 subscribers. That's actually quite impressive, because the amount that I gained, and the amount that I expected to gain was like none, pretty much. I didn't expect...
I just sound identical,
and
right?
when I went on 2 or 3 days ago, I saw that video...
I still used to yap, so that hasn't changed.
Something. Yeah, this is so long, guys.
This is actually... Oh my god, I definitely doxed myself somewhere in there.
One other way.
I just straight up opened... It's a good job these are private, because these are crazy.
On this one, they will just be floating.
And look,
They have. They've changed it, guys. Oh,
did it actually work?
1 second, guys.
Oh my god, this is actually so cringe. This is terrible.
Downloadable maps, maybe?
This is terrible.
I just need to find this out.
But there you go, look, I made custom boats. They're not really custom boats, there was only a few things you could do, but there was these, and then I think there was also like blaze boats or something. Did I not show a blaze boat in here? I didn't. Huh. But anyways, that's what I used to do. Why was I showing you that? I don't know. I forgot what we were talking about. What were we talking about, chat? I've lost track of what we were talking about. Why did we start talking about that? Or did I just start yapping for no reason? Oh, but you know what I did after that? Let me check this one first, too.
But first, I want to...
Oh my god. Okay, this is also really cringe, by the way. Let's skip the intro.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Look at this.
Minecraft editor tutorials here. And today in this video,
This was an MC
we are
Creator
going to be doing
tutorial.
something slightly different. But first, I want to tell you.
Look at the
guys
quality of
something.
this.
Yeah, once again, I haven't been doing videos. Right, so
Look, I had 15 subscribers. This is actually crazy. So this was 6 years ago. Yep, add to Christmas list bookmark. It's crazy. But obviously, these are obviously all private now. But, yeah. And I literally did
and I'll be cut.
MC Creator, which is crazy. Because I would never touch that. I even had an Xbox invite show up in the video. Because obviously I didn't edit stuff. But, well, I guess I edited stuff, but I didn't know how to blur stuff out or anything like that. But anyways, that's crazy. Yeah, so we were talking about VC. That's true. Yeah, so that's probably not a good idea, is it? Realistically. Also, I've definitely made everyone leave now, haven't I? Yeah. Anyways, I need to stop yapping about stuff. We actually need to code. So we need what do we need in here? So this is the client one, yeah? So we need the client one doesn't take in a block pos payload, does it? Or is that? No, it doesn't. I don't think. Does it? Shit, I forgot. I'm not yapping now, Wide. You can be quiet, okay? I'm not yapping anymore. I'll probably start yapping about something else in a minute. Just don't give me something to yap about and I won't yap. So yeah, this one needs a block pause payload. Payload, there we go. Okay, so this needs to call this with the sync ID and also the player inventory. And then we do alloy furnace block entity, and that will cast to the player inventory dot player dot world dot get block entity at payload dot pos. There we go. And then we're going to make the server side constructor as well, which will also take in the sync ID, the player inventory, then the alloy furnace block entity, which will do the super. There we go. Now let's create the fields real quick. So we're going to have a private final screen handler context, which is the context. And we're also going to want a private final alloy furnace block entity, which is the block entity. Let's create the context. So that is screen handler context to create. That takes in that. And then we're going to add the player inventory. We're going to add the player hotbar. And we're going to add the block entity slots. Like that. Okay, I'm going to copy these ones across. There we go. And then I'm going to go to my test mod. Where is it? There we go. Alloy furnace menu. We're also going to want the container data as well. So we'll go a private final container data, which is not called that. It's called what's it called? Property delegate? Property delegate. There you go. I'm actually shocked that I remembered it was called a property delegate. And we need to pass in here a new array property delegate, which will take in the size, which is going to be 4, apparently. And then that needs to take in a property delegate, which is the property delegate. And we're going to set these here. We'll set them there actually, and then we'll say add property, add properties. There we go. What was your first impression when you started mod in programming? What do you mean? Like my first impression of programming, or what exactly do you mean by that? What's going on here? Oh, duh. I mean, I actually I don't remember. I'm trying to remember if I struggled with it or not. I don't remember ever really struggling. I think at the start I was obviously bad at it, because when I started modding, I didn't know Java, right? I started modding without knowing Java, which is pretty much why I always tell people, don't do that, right? Learn Java first. And most people don't anyways, because they're lazy. And, you know, it either works out or it doesn't. You know, it's 50-50. So I struggled, not necessarily with modding. I struggled with Java a lot when I started. Which makes sense, right? Because obviously modding is Java. And now I know Java, which is great. But I don't remember explicitly struggling. You want to know something, actually? See if I can find it. And this one. I wonder if I can find this or not. Here we go. Okay. So, this was 5 years, 3 months ago. Am I gonna... No, that's fine, isn't it? Right. Ooh, I don't have Dark Reader, so I apologize. But I created this post on Stack Overflow, right? And I don't even know how to explain what I was trying to do here. So here's what I said. So how to create an instance of an integer variable, right? So I have this code, right? And what I'm saying is I need to pass the second argument in with property as an integer, right? And I have that integer inside my tile entity class, like this. And I'm basically saying, what I'm basically asking is, how do I get that integer from my tile entity, which is here, into this parameter here? So basically what I didn't know is how scope works, is basically what's happening. And I didn't know how to, I don't think I knew how to access like fields from another class. So obviously what you would do here is you would bring Tile Entity Blender up here, right? So you would bring it into scope, and then you would just set it in this if statement and say, like, if it's null, then 0, else, you know, the actual value. But I didn't know how to do that. And yeah, you can see here, so I said return state.with property, and what I did is I just casted it, which kind of removes the whole point of this if statement, right? Because all I'm doing is I'm just casting it here, whether or not this if statement was true or false, which it would have worked, because you're probably not going to have a circumstance where it's not going to be correct, right? But I just find that very funny, because I didn't know what to do. And it's just because I didn't know Java. Let me see if I can show you another one, because I did create another one. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I did create some posts actually on the Minecraft Forge forum. Let's see if I can sign in with this. Oh. Wait. Oh, damn. I've set up 2FA for my Minecraft Forge forums account. That's crazy. I don't have the auth thing for that anymore. Bro, what? Okay. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Hello? Is that gonna... Why can I not delete it? God damn it. Oh, it is deleted. So why is it still showing up in here? Hello? What is happening? What is that? No! No. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Whatever. I think I just messed some stuff up there. Okay. Back to where we were. What was I saying? I forgot. The point is... What? How is this guy still here? I put him on timeout. Whatever. The point is, you need to know Java, right? I've said this before. I've said it many, many times. You need to know Java to be able to do modding. And if you don't, it is very hard. It just naturally will be very hard. So that's all I would say, really. This needs to be get inventory. Oops. This dot inventory. This dot container, I mean. What? What is that meant to be? This dot inventory. Can place item? No. Probably is valid. There we go. All I'm going to do here, let's open this real quick. I just want to see what these values are. So this is slot 0. So let's actually just create these fields. That'll make it easier for me, won't it? There we go. And then let's say a private final. So we're going to create this wrapped storage. The chat is very quiet. Yes, it is, because I started yapping. And I don't think people are interested in hearing me yap about things. Which is understandable, because this is not meant to be a yapping stream. I just have a very bad habit of yapping about things that I do not need to yap about. So we're going to lock in. We're going to lock in, chat. So we create a wrap storage. There we go. And then we're going to need to create the actual, data. So we'll go private int progress max progress. We're going to want the burn time, and then we're going to want the max burn time, since this is just going to be a furnace effectively. Then we're going to want the property delegate, so we're going to private final property delegate, which is going to be the property delegate is equal to a new property delegate. Okay, for get, we're going to return a switch on index, and we're going to say that basically, yep. But instead of this on default, we're going to throw a new yeah, we can do a legal argument, I guess. Invalid index. And the same thing for set, basically. So we're going to do that. And then for the size, we just return 4. There we go. Now in the constructor, we're going to add the necessary storage, the necessary inventories, I should say. So I'm going to just rename these to inventory instead of container, because that's what it should be. And then we'll create these in a second, because I'm actually fairly happy, I think, with these implementations I created on this test mod. Obviously, by the way, when I do tutorials on this thing, I'm not going to be recreating all this abstraction that I'm doing here. Obviously, this is just better for a tech mod to have the abstraction necessary. But when I do tutorials on it, we'll be actually doing it kind of as you would in kind of your first time with it, is the plan. This needs to be abstract furnace block entity, and can use as fuel. There we go. Now for the tick method, I kind of want to just copy it over, but I'm not really going to be able to do that. Oh. Shall I turn my light on? Let's do that. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually turn my light on. 1 second. I will be right back. Hello, I'm back. Light is on, so you should be able to see me again, which is lovely. Yes, Wide, I'm yawning already. Come on, man, give me a break. The thing is, right, I yawn and I'm not even tired. Like, I'm genuinely not tired right now. Which is kind of crazy, isn't it? So what I want to do here is I'm going to say this, basically. There we go. And then we're going to want the other method as well, which will be to actually get the burn time. So we're going to want a public static int, and that'll be get fuel time. And then we're going to want a private boolean can. No, we'll do the tick method first. Let's do the tick logic. How is Subnautica below 0? I haven't tried it yet. I think me and Lime are going to play it, but we haven't got around to it yet because... What the fuck was that? Okay, my lights just flickered. That's never a good thing, is it? But yeah, me and Lime haven't got around to it yet because we've been playing ATM 9, which is good fun. What am I doing? Yeah, that needs to be a block pos payload of this .pos. No. No. Wait, no. This needs this. And then this .property delegate. God, I thought I was going insane. When we have a parameter in a method like the parameter level, and it's not really specified what instance of it is, because the Minecraft engine already... What? I'm sorry, I am so lost with what you're saying. Okay, let me try read this again. When we give a parameter in a method, like the parameter level, and not really specify what instance of it, what instance of its what? I am so confused. I'm actually I'm completely lost with what you mean. Can you try rephrase what you mean? You saw me play. Yeah, that was just to test if multiplayer worked. Because we got some multiplayer mod for it, which it does work, or at least it looks to. Obviously, we haven't been able to test it on, like, you know, the more complex things, but supposedly it should work. But, I mean, it looks like a good game. I have played it very briefly on Xbox, I think. I think I had Game Pass for a while, and I tried it out. And it was pretty good. Now, I don't really remember it, but I remember it was pretty good. But yeah, I can't recommend it yet. Because I've also heard it's quite bad. I've heard from a lot of places that it's not really even comparable to actual Subnautica. So only time will tell. Time will tell. I need to translate recipe holder to yarn. Recipe holder is a recipe entry. I need to close some things. I have a lot of things open. Let's close that. Let's close that. I probably shouldn't have closed that. Bottrix still isn't bloody working, is it? That's crazy. I wonder why. Is it not the same thing? What do you mean? Like, is Subnautica below zero not the same? What do you mean? It's a very different game, you know, Wide. Recipe entry, we'll call that, is going to be equal to get current recipe. When we use the method that needs a parameter, like the level parameter, in some cases we don't need to specify what that parameter is. I still don't understand. So when we use a method that needs some parameter, like the level parameter, what do you mean like the level parameter? Like, give me an example. Like, you mean like... No, I actually don't know. I can't even... Give me an example. I'll probably understand what you mean instantly from an example. When we provide a parameter in a method such as the parameter level and do not specify its instance, is it... Yeah, I understand that's like what they're saying. I get that. But I don't know what that means. Like... I think the barrier here is actually a terminology barrier. Because, like, I'm struggling to... the part that I'm struggling to understand is what you mean by do not specify its instance. If it's client or server? Maybe. You might be right. You might be right. I mean, that's basically just object-oriented programming. If that's what you mean. Right, like if I have okay, for example, right? No, that's not a good example. Is there any examples in this class? There isn't. I mean, you could use this as an example, but... Okay, for example here, right, register with item. This method takes in an item, right? But we can call that method with, like, a new sword item, right? Even though it just asks for an item. because sword item extends tool item, which in itself extends item. Is that what you mean? Or am I just completely lost? Like, you don't need to specify the specific type that it is, because it inherits from the type that it's asking for. You have to think of it like a family tree, right? So you say, like, at the top, or you say you want to find, you want something passed in that is a descendant of a specific person. You basically look to see down the tree, is that person a descendant? If they are, then you pass it in. Is that what you mean? What's going on here? Hello? ID and value. Come on, this is a record. No, this should be smelt time. And this dot progress is equal to 0. Yeah, I don't know what you mean either, to be honest. My recommendation would be you can join the Discord. And I think we can probably figure out what you mean much easier. Because I think doing it through chat is not really working. I mean, I can already see I have a lot of messages to go through on the Discord once I'm done with this stream. So I'll have a look if you post it there. Thanks for the tutorials. No problem. I make the tutorials so that they are useful to someone. So as long as someone is finding them useful, I am happy with it. So I'm glad you appreciate them. Okay, here we go. We're making progress here. We're going to have to make a whole recipe thing, and then a recipe serializer, and a recipe type as well, which is going to be a pain in the bum, but we'll get to it. We'll get to it. I am, by the way, I'm not writing this off by heart. I am copy-pasting this effectively, just to be completely clear. And the reason I'm not literally copy-pasting it, for anyone that wasn't here when I mentioned that, is because what I'm taking it from is in a different mapping. So like if I show you, for example, like it uses this dot level here, whereas for us that is this dot world. So I unfortunately can't just copy it. So I do actually have to write it out. But yeah, just for clarification, if anyone is confused, thinking that I am some Omega programmer able to just write this off the top of my head. Is Copilot worth it for programmers who are not used to any assistance, just simple autocomplete? I would say no. I really wouldn't. I would really not recommend. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend anyone to use Copilot, no matter your skill level, because what you end up on is you become very reliant on it, and it's actually kind of a problem. So I really would not recommend it. Basically. Hello, what is this? Oh, right, because that can theoretically return null. It's not going to return null, so I'm not going to care. But, yeah. I would not recommend it, basically. I mean, if you really want to use it... no. I mean... yeah, I guess if you really, really, really want to use it, I would recommend you try to only use it for single line completions. Even then, I wouldn't recommend it. But the problem you'll find is that it will try to do a lot more than you kind of need it to do. And the problem with that is it very much inhibits your actual like thought process of things. Because for example, like that's actually correct, but let me see if I can find an example, right? So I want to update there. So it's going to do it, yeah, here, for example, right? So in this else statement, you see that it just resets, right? It just calls that reset. No, that's actually correct. My GitHub is just wrong there. Okay. I will try find an example where it's going to throw me off. So here, right? So what it does... wait, is that actually right? No. So this is actually wrong, right? This isn't what I want. So this still isn't actually a great example. But for example, right here, I don't want to do this. So what I actually want is the recipe, right? I want to get the recipe first of all. But this has shown me something different. So what I have to do is I have to look at this and I have to say, is this right? Right? Or is it worth me using this and then having to edit it? Or is it worth me just writing it myself? And that may sound like it's not that big of a deal, but when you have to end up doing that like every few lines, it adds up a lot. And you end up spending a lot more time dealing with like, should I do this? Should I do that? Rather than actually just writing it, you know? Like, to be honest, I should turn it off. I shouldn't have it on. But sometimes if you're writing like boilerplate, it is just so incredibly useful that it's hard not to have it on. And also things like this, right? So I want to type in here, alloy furnace recipe. Which obviously Copilot could do. And the problem is with IntelliJ is I can't autocomplete to it because I haven't created the class yet. It's a minor thing, but it does help with things like that as well. So that you don't have to manually type it out. I mean, it depends. I guess if you're a fast typer and you don't mess up like me, because I mess up typing all the time because I'm a terrible typer. But if you're a fast typer then and a good typer, then it's probably not even worth it for that. I do like not using it sometimes, I will admit. It is nice. Also, one second, can I can actually just call reset here, which I didn't do on my test mod. Good to know. I think AI is just a guide and existent to what method you can use, but no good for coding. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. That's basically what it's good for. But you will end up very much getting it. Like, even if you think you won't, I promise you, it will become the kind of thing where you're stuck using it when you don't want to be. Which is a pain. Like, here it will be useful because it will know... Oh, I turned it off. But it would know that, like, I would want to type, like, something like input A, right? But obviously IntelliJ doesn't know that because it doesn't exist yet. So, it has its uses if you know what you're doing, but even if you know what you're doing, it is just going to slow you down more than you think it will. But it is an I would say, honestly, I would say it is an addiction. It basically is, because you become reliant on it. You do. You genuinely do become reliant on it, or at least I do. And from what I've heard from a lot of other people, you do, generally. So it's not good. I mean, I can not use it here, right? And it doesn't really affect me, because this stuff isn't necessarily... this isn't like boilerplate that I'm writing. If you're writing boilerplate, it makes a big difference, though. I will admit. It's very helpful in explaining the methods too. I've honestly never used it for that. Which, I know that's kind of what it's meant for, but I've never used it for that. Because, you know, when I write a method, I know what it's doing. So I've kind of never needed that. There'd be an AI hater like AG6. I didn't know you hated AI. Do you actually hate AI? I mean, I think it's pretty good for some things, just not coding. Like, I think, I don't know. I think AI potentially has uses. I don't necessarily think we're at a stage where it does have a use, but I think it potentially could have a use, is basically kind of what I think. Like, for example, if you want AI to, like, summarize something, it's very good at that. AI is genuinely very good at that. And, like, if I search something on Brave, right? Brave does have their AI thing, which I think is a little cringe, that every company has to have their own AI and, you know, whatever, which is very cringe. But it is pretty good at summarizing the search results, I will admit. And I generally do just look at the AI overview, unless I think it's, you know, a bit dodgy. Dirty's saying, yeah, I'm saying this just in case they take over. You never know. No, I don't think AI is going to take over. I genuinely don't. Like, I think between where we are now and, like, actual intelligence, I don't think we're even close. And I don't think we're going to get there. There we go. God, I have so much stuff in here. Why did I do this in this stream? Who told me to do this? Why? This is your fault. All I'm doing is just copy pasting. I could have done this off stream. And you told me to do it in this stream. I shouldn't have listened to you, because this is not fun. This is actually incredibly boring for me. So if it's boring for me, I don't even want to imagine how boring it is for you guys. I don't know why you're still watching. Honestly, I don't. Are you... You know what I want to know? What I want to know is, are you guys watching to listen to me yap about things? Or are you watching to see me copy code? Because Effectively, those are the two things I'm doing right now. I promise the next stream will not be copy-pasting things like this. Because this is... even if it's not boring for you guys, I promise you this is very boring for me. The actual, like, just typing out this stuff. I don't mind the conversation, of course. I think that's fun, but... doing this is not. Because I'm left with so many errors here as well, which is very annoying. The yapping is the best part. I yap too much though, I think. I am an absolute yapper. I'm a yappuccino. Because I start talking about something and then I just completely forget about what I was talking about before, and then I just completely get lost in it. Which one do I want? Get first match, I guess? Yeah. So we're going to want alloy furnace recipe dot type dot instance inventory and this dot world. Why did I create this as a variable? I don't know. Good question. Okay. Well, we're kind of almost there, actually. As shocking as that sounds, I know. I'm not sure we're actually gonna... How long have we been streaming for? 2.5 hours? I only wanted to stream for 2 hours. Okay. Well, I'm gonna finish this. I don't care how long it takes me. It might take me all night. We're gonna finish this. Because I think we're almost there. I think we are genuinely almost there. 2 hours of straight yap. It is. This is 2 hours of straight yap. You know what I need to do? I need to stream during the day, not in the evenings. Because I don't think I'll be as tired then. Or I don't think it'll... I don't know. I mean, I'm not necessarily tired, but I'm like... I don't know. It won't affect me as much. I don't think. But then if I stream during the day, no one will watch it because it's kind of an inconvenient time. This is actually so boring. I can't believe I listened to White telling me to do this. I should not have done this in this stream. But now we're too far in. We're too far in to go back, so we're doing it. What do you mean it's not your fault? This is literally your fault. This is not anyone else's fault. You know what I was going to do? Or what my other option was for this stream? I was going to make it... I was going to add lithium, and I was going to do the whole lithium on water thing. But no. Instead, we have to do this. Granted, I didn't give you the option of that, to be fair. But... which maybe I should have done. But... still, the point is... I mean, this needs to be done. You were right, to be fair. This does need to be done. I I don't necessarily know that a stream was needed to do this. But, it is what it is. We are almost there. We are actually almost there. What I might do soon, or what I'm kind of thinking of doing at some point, is I might do a stream on Railroad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. Because the thing with Railroad is it's generally a lot of me just like fiddling around with things. But I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to think about whether or not it's a good idea. Or whether people would even be interested. Because obviously that's not necessarily... Well, it's not modding. But it is coding. And it is related to modding. So, I don't know. What? Hello? Oh. Wait, how did I even type that? That's not what I meant to type at all. What do you think about the studying process to code? What do you mean? Like, do you mean like learning a language, or do you mean once you've learned a language, like studying specific code? I think learning a language is quite fun. Like when I was learning C++, that was pretty fun. You mean learning APIs, yeah. I don't know. It depends on the API, I guess. Like some APIs are pretty good. Some are not. So and it's also the documentation, right? If it has good documentation, then that's great. It's much easier to learn. How do you do energy handling? Fabric doesn't have RF. No, Fabric does not have RF, and for that reason I am using the Tech Reborn energy for this. I'm not actually using that for the alloy furnace though, so we're actually not going to be using that in this stream. But yeah. And by the way, for anyone that's curious, I know in the last stream I said between the last stream and the next stream I was going to work on trying to get the scrollable slots. That never happened, by the way. I didn't touch it once between that whole time. Partially because I was kind of ill, but also partially because I was just doing other things. So that didn't happen. But I will look into it. I just haven't had the time or the opportunity to do that. Yeah, that scrollable thing, I think it's really gonna be a pain. Oh, actually, no, I did work on it. You know what I did? I tried to do the actual item for the drive because I kind of thought about it and I can't really get the slots working until I actually have the item that holds the data. So I did do a little bit on that, but not much. Okay. I will have to end this stream soon, though, guys. I know I said I was going to do it all. I was going to do it until this is working. But for those that don't know, which is probably most of you, to be fair, I have these pretty bad headaches that I get sometimes. What is happening here? And I can feel one coming. So, I will have to end soon, otherwise I will absolutely die. What is happening here, by the way? Is this my headache making me insane, or is this... should this be working? Wait, read MBT, what does it take? Oh, it takes no registry lookup. Okay, there's actually quite a lot. I'm definitely not going to be able to do this in this stream. I will try see if I can finish this class. What is it? What is it? It is a C, or is it an S to C? S to C? No, is it C to S? Well, C to S? What is it? Lock entity? Update C, that's it. Thank you. What did the registry lookups do? I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know what it does. I just know that you need to pass it in, so I do. What am I missing? Is that everything? We really need to do the recipe class. How feasible is it to get the recipe done? The recipe is just a record. I don't know. I don't really want to push myself to get that done. Oh, I do need to create that, which should fix some of these. And I'll quickly register the screen handler type. And then that'll have to be it. Unfortunately. I would love to go longer, but that's not happening. Alloy furnace screen handler, there we go. Just quickly do this, which is register. Alloy furnace. What does this take in? Does anyone remember? I'm gonna have to have a look. Oh, I actually have a completely different register method. I guess I'll do that then. There we go. So we're gonna want the alloy furnace screen handler new, and then also the codec, which is the blockpos payload.codec. Okay. I would love to fix all the errors though. Mayplace isn't the method, is it? What's the method called? Can can insert. That's it. So we'll fix that one. I'll quickly create an output slot because that should be trivial. I should be able to make an output slot. So where's screen handler? New package slots. There we go. Let's do a new class. Predicate slot. Extends slot. Private final predicate of item stack, which is the predicate, or predicate I think is actually how you're meant to say that, but who cares. And then public predicate slot of inventory, the int index, the int x, and the int y. And then the predicate of item stack, like that. Super inventory index x, y. And desktop predicate is equal predicate. And then we'll do that as well. This needs to be a simple inventory. And it's not can add item, it's place item. This is the inventory. Can player use? Is it? I feel like it's not. Can insert. Yeah. Why didn't that show up? There we go. And then what is it? Can insert. Return this dot predicate dot test stack. And then we'll have an output slot, which I think is just a predicate slot that says false. So extends predicate slot. Get rid of that. And we'll just say false. There we go. That fixes this. And then kind of the next thing to do is the recipe, but I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll quickly just do this can use method because that's also quite trivial. So this dot context, then what is it? It's player, and then block init dot alloy furnace. Yeah, I'm migrating to 1.19 from 1.19 to 1.21. Is indeed a pain. Yeah. Oh yeah, dependencies as well. Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're on Forge, because obviously, you know, yeah, you know what happened with Forge. If you're going to NeoForge, then I guess you're probably okay, but not necessarily, I suppose. But anyways, I'm gonna end the stream here because I'm struggling to talk now, which is not great. So yeah, I will see if I can get this done between this stream and the next. Unlike the scrollable slots, this is just copy pasting, so I should be able to get this done between now and then. Hopefully I'll stream some point next week, that like on a weekday, not a weekend. But we will see. This has actually been a relatively productive stream though, even though it seems like it's not. We have created all of this stuff, so it has actually been quite productive, which is good. But yeah, that is it. So I will see you all sometime next week. If not, then it will be at the weekend again. I will be able to stream at the weekend again. So yeah. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will see you in the next stream. Bye bye.